merch shop, and Patreon if you wish to support me.
Video time, enjoy!
People who watch my content knows I'm on a mission to defend and prove that Ranger is really good, because I feel after all these years, no one's really bothered to defend them or really tried to make them effective. This is a different video. I'm going to be talking bad about two Ranger subclasses in particular, because I feel these subclasses are basically worse than the player handbook Beastmaster.
But Kobold, what are you talking about? Vanilla Beastmaster sucks!
I agree, but at least it has something going for it. It has a body on the field for distraction, or it can be a mount like a horse that has 60-foot speed. Add your proficiency to the horse's AC, saving throws, and has tons of HP.
But Kobold, what subclasses are worse than Beastmaster?
Monster Slayer and Horizon Walker. We start with Horizon Walker because people like that one the most. Welcome to Pack Tactics. We're going to do features first before going over the additional spells. Planar Warrior. This is a bad feature. Bonus action, choose one creature you can see within 30 feet of you. Next time you hit that creature on your turn with a weapon attack, all the damage dealt by the attack becomes force damage, and the creature takes an extra 1d8 force damage from the attack. When you reach 11th level in this class, the extra damage increased to 2d8. So the argument to why this is bad is to point at the bonus action in the range of 30 feet. The other subclasses that adds additional damage at 3rd level require no action at all. It's just part of the attack automatically. This feature doesn't help you perform better. Sure, it's more conservative than the Hunter's Mark and it does a little bit of extra damage that is forced, but it's totally a trap. What weapon are you using with this feature? A longbow to do long ranges? This is 30 feet range. The Hunter's Mark has better range. Those other Ranger subclasses don't care about a range. Do you see the problem? The solution is so simple. Just play those other subclasses and grab Crossbow Expert feat for that bonus action with Hand Crossbow. That Hand Crossbow also has better range and damage. Yes, it's a feat, but it's so worth the price, and better than this whole subclass called Horizon Walker. You'd be mad not to pick it. If you need longer ranges than what the hand crossbow can provide, then use the longbow instead in that fight, but still have that crossbow expert. You should be juggling weapons back and forth from fight to fight. Never stick to one weapon. My ranger juggles 5 weapons. 3 of them are wands. The other 2 is my short bow for horseback fights and dragons. And lastly, hand crossbow for everything else.
But Kobold, I don't want to use a hand crossbow.
Flavor is free. Pretend it's a different type of bow, like a compact bow or something. Maybe a flintlock. I don't know. Your character, your imagination. Detect portal. The cake is a lie. To be nice, if you have this, the DM will give you a chance to use it. Other than that, I'm skipping this. Maybe the DM will give you cake. Haha, funny old meme. Level 7, Ethereal Step. Bonus action, you can cast Etherealness, but it ends at the end of your current turn. Once you use this feature, you can't use it again until you finish a short or long rest. Etherealness is good. Lasts 8 hours. You step into the border regions of the ethereal plane in the area where it overlaps with your current plane. You remain in the border ethereal for the duration or until you use your action to dismiss the spell. During this duration, you can move in any direction. If you move up or down, every foot of movement costs an extra foot. You can see and hear the plane you originate from, but everything there looks gray, and you can't see anything more than 60 feet away. While on the ethereal plane, you can only affect or be affected by other creatures on that plane. Creatures that aren't on the ethereal plane can't perceive you and can't interact with you, unless a special ability or magic has given them the ability to do so. You ignore all objects and effects that aren't on the ethereal plane, allowing you to move through objects you perceive on the plane you originate from. When the spell ends, you immediately return to the plane you originated from, in the spot you currently occupy. If you occupy the same spot as a solid object or creature when this happens, you are immediately shunted to the nearest unoccupied space that you can occupy, and take force damage equal to twice the number of feet you are moved. This spell has no effect if you cast it while you're on the ethereal plane or a plane that doesn't border it, such as one of the outer planes. But this feature is 6 seconds, not 8 hours. You can still do cool utility stuff with it, like fly up to places and through walls. Through walls is dangerous. Roleplay value. For off time, just being in cities and what have you, I'd probably try to break into places and rob them and dash out with this feature. Or do the other way around. Using this in a magic item shop could be interesting. Very risky though. In combat, it does have a use. It's kind of like a Misty Step, but better. Still, thumbs down. I'd rather have the horse example from Beastmaster. 11th level, Distant Strike. When you take the attack action, you can teleport up to 10 feet before each attack to an unoccupied space you can see. If you attack at least 2 different creatures with the action, you can make 1 additional attack against a 3rd creature. This is the Horizon Walker's best feature. It's very late game though. The additional attack is a little bit of a trap because of focus fire is just better still, but sometimes you'll just naturally get the additional attack anyways. Like you getting the killing blow on the first attack, so it's got that going for it, and that's a big deal actually. The teleport 10 feet is very good. You'll always be teleporting up to 20 feet because of the extra attack. If you have crossbow expert, it's 30 feet. And lastly, if you do shoot that additional time and have crossbow expert, it's 40 feet teleports. Free mobility and very good mobility. I'm surprised the monk doesn't have something like this. Anyways, if this was a 3rd level feature, then that would have changed everything and this video wouldn't have existed. 15th level, Spectral Defense, reaction to get resistance to only 1 attack. It's okay, it's a use out of your reaction that can be consistent, but I don't care for it, it's late game. Lastly, Horizon Walker spells. Here's the additional spells, the only noteworthy one is Misty Step, that's it, and it's only for one reason, really. You can get out of Wall of Force at higher levels or get on top of buildings easier, so enemies have a harder time getting to you. That's it. Other than that, 2nd level spells are for Pass Without Trace or Spike Growth.
But Kobold! Haste!
Gator, I hope you're joking. This ranger can summon 8 animals that are 8 bodies on the field who can do 8 attacks versus the additional weapon attack from Haste. Haste is super duper bad, especially in this context. It's a trap.
But Kobold! Immunity to non-magical—
Grab the target and move them away with the animals. This is called control. If you think this is bad control, then you think every control spell in the game is bad.
But damage!
Normally the animals do more damage. It's 8 attacks. No way can Haste keep up. That's impossible.
Speedy Kobold! Speedy speed!
8 giant owls can make me and my friends fly. 8 horses can dash away at 120-foot speed. Sure, it's not as fast, but it's at least with my friends.
Defense?
It's a wall of flesh. There's 8 animals on the field.
But what if the enemy casts Fireball and kills everything?
I can just cast the spell again. If you lose haste, you lose a round.
You win. Bye-bye.
If you need a basic guide to quickly control the animals, I made a video about it. Anyways, that's the end of the video. I ranked this the 2nd worst ranger subclass in the game. It really doesn't get anything good until level 11. So for the majority of the progression, this is a subclassless ranger. I don't recommend playing this if you want to experience ranger properly. But even a subclassless ranger is still a good ranger, to be fair. The class can still be effective because of archery feature, good berry juggling, pass without trace, extra attack, conjure animals, then picking up crossbow expert and sharpshooter feats. That's the whole ranger package you can still get. Anyways, I hope I earned your subscription and support on Patreon.
Bye bye.